So this is a Compass Kensington 860. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake and your ATC unit. All of this will demonstrate in person here on site. In the front locker you have your gas regulator on the bulkhead. It's actually a gas changeover valve, so you can have two gas bottles connected at any time. So you can have one gas bottle going, a pipe work going to the bottle on the right hand side. You can also have a second gas pipe connected to the bottle on the left hand side. The valve in the centre allows you to change over the gas supply by spinning round the valve here, and this arrow can then be pointed to the bottle you want to use. You have to spin it downwards, so clockwise, anti-clockwise or clockwise, but you have to go on the bottom side to select which bottle you want. Maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles at any point on this particular van. Coming down the side of the Caravan, you have your wind down legs on the inside of the front to stabilise the Caravan while it's on site. They are just there for stabilising the van, they're not there for lifting the van. If you lifted the Caravan with these, it could potentially damage the floor of the Caravan. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your water pump connection, which very simply pulls out or pushes into the side of the van, and then you can push down the cover to lock the pump in place, and the pickup pipe itself drops down inside the aqua roll. And once you go inside the Caravan, I'll show you how to fill that system up. You've then got your battery locker and your mains power lead coming to the side of the Caravan. The power lead connects to the power on site and then into the side of the van, as you can see. The battery, you can remove it during winter, but as long as everything's turned off, then you shouldn't get any drain on the battery system at all. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your wheels and motor mover. The motor mover we're going to demonstrate to you when you're here on site, and we're also going to torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting before you take the Caravan away. In the side of the van just here, you have the toilet tank itself. You've then got the toilet flush tank, as you can see in the side of the van here. To release it, you pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your blue fluid, And on the back of the cassette you have an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and sputter back at you. So I'd advise you press that button in while you've got this neck turned out, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit at you. The cap here is a measure, like I said, for the blue fluid, and you'll need 1 cap full of the blue fluid in this cassette prior to use, and a litre of water also. The fresh water that goes in the front of the Caravan has to come out somewhere, and down the side of the Caravan just here you'll see your 2 grey waste caps of pipes. So you'll put these down and you'll have a larger diameter pipe that goes onto into that larger diameter hole, and that will drop down inside the waste master. On the back of the Caravan, haven't got them down yet, but will be by the time you come in for your handover. We've got the 2 wind down legs to stabilise the Caravan. Like I said, they are only there for stabilising, not lifting the van. Coming down the door side of the Caravan, you've got a storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the van. You've got your 2 fridge vents, and they are very simply there to allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind one of those you'll also find a gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. Coming down the side of the Caravan, you've got your storage locker for underneath the front seating area. You've got your barbecue gas point at the front, and then you've got your last wind down leg. Going inside the Caravan now, I'm going to show you how the inside of the van works. As you come in the door, on the left hand side you have your main control panel. So you have your main power switch here that will isolate all the power inside the Caravan. You need to make sure this is on prior to turning anything on inside the Caravan. You've got a light switch here at the top, and you've got a second light switch on the end. Press the central button here and the power will come on, or the control panel will come on. So as you can see, once you turn the power on, you'll have the control panel on here. What we have on here is a symbol to let you know you've got mains power coming to the Caravan, the current battery voltage on board the Caravan, the water pump run, which I'm going to come back to in a moment, your heating settings, which again I'll come back to in a second, and also your water heater settings on here as well. Like I said, main power switches across the top, lights on these 2, main power on this one. But the first thing you're going to need to do is fill the water system up on board the Caravan. So in the cupboard, or at the bottom cabinet that looks like a drawer here, you're going to open this up, and in here you'll find a yellow valve. When that yellow valve is pointing to the right hand side as it is now, you are able to fill the water system up. If that valve is turned so it's pointing towards us here, that will actually drain all of the water out the onboard water storage tank. So to fill it, you need to make sure it is in this position as it is now, and then you'll come over to every tap on board the Caravan. You will actually notice I've already filled the system up, but you're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system, Then what you'll do at that point is you'll come over to the control panel just here by the door, and you'll hit the water pump switch just here in the bottom left hand side of the screen. Once you've got that water pump running, the water system will start filling. Now as you can see, I've already filled the system up, but what you do is you let that water system continue to run until the water system is completely full. When that system is completely full, you can turn every tap back off on board the Caravan. Once that water system is full, you can then come over back to the control panel by the door. And I'm just going to turn the screen brightness up for we can. Just give me a second. So on the control panel here, once you've got this water system full, if you want to turn the heating on, you can select the heating option here. Depending on what Caravan site you're on, you'll run it on 2.9 amps, 5.7 amps or 11.3. Now this will depend on what Caravan site you're on, so you'll select the relevant power source for the site you're on. If you're on a mains hookup, then you'll be able to control the temperature of the heating, minus or plus on the right hand side here. If you're on a site where you need to use gas, you can select the gas option here, and it will self-ignite on gas. So this is just for the room heating. If you want to use a combination of 5.7 watts of electric and gas at the same time to boost the system, you can hit the max option here, and that will allow the heating system to run at its full potential. If it fails to ignite, it will come up on the screen warning you that it has failed to ignite on gas. If you want to turn on the blown air heating, you can select the blow option here. You select your temperature just here after you've selected your power source, and that will allow the control panel to operate the heating on board the Caravan. So you can do it very similar with the water system here. So you'll select the water option on the right hand side here. You either then got Eco, which is the Eco water system. So running the water system, you've got the Eco option here, which is for if you're on low powered sites, you can select the Eco option. You can then select 3.3 amps should you want to power the heating and hot water system. So you'd need to have it on Eco and 3.3 amps to run the heating system on a very low setting. If you want to boost the water system while you're showering on board the Caravan, you can do that in one of two. You can do that in two different ways. You can run timer on electric for 30 minutes, or if you wanted to, you could ignite the gas system and run it on gas. Again, it would come up with this on the screen, letting you know if it has failed to ignite on gas. Shouldn't ever be a problem as long as the gas is turned on in the front locker. So that is your heating and hot water system through the control panel here. Like I said, it will come up with gas fail on the screen if it failed to ignite. The frost mode that you see here is a frost protection mode, so you turn that on if you ever wanted the water to drain prior to the water system freezing. We just advise that you drain the water system down completely and not to use it as a fail-safe. Bottom of the screen here, you've got your timer for your heating and hot water system, should you want to set timers, etc. And you can do that by hitting on the icon here, and we do advise to set that you read the manual the Caravan comes with. So that is your heating and hot water control panel. Hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliance, no differences at all there. Igniter on the front, the only thing to remember is if you're not connected to 240 mains, you won't have the electric ring working at the back of the hob. Microwave, again, works very much like your household appliance, no differences at all there. The next part we're going to go to is the fridge system. So you turn the fridge on with the power button on the left hand side here. It automatically, as you can see, it's gone to gas as a first option. Again, it will self-ignite on gas, and if it failed to ignite on gas, it would flash the blue light that you see here, and also the red warning triangle on the right hand side of the screen. You can also use 240 mains to power the fridge should you wish to, and again, if there's no 240 supply coming into the Caravan, it will flash this symbol just here, as it has just done now. That's because I'm drawing too much power on the heating and hot water system at the moment. So as you can see, I've turned off the hot water system now. The problem is we haven't got enough power here on site to power everything, so we just turned off the hot water system, and it's turned the fridge system back on, as you can see. If you're on gas or mains, you can control the fridge temperature on the button on the right hand side here. The 12 volt battery symbol that you see just here is for when you are towing down the road. So essentially you can use the fridge as a cool box as long as you have the right connection on the back of your car. So you'll be able to select the you don't have to have the control panel turned on inside the door, that can all be turned off. Come inside the Caravan, turn the fridge on and hit the 12 volt mode. Like I said, it'll allow the fridge to work as a cool box. It will not completely chill the fridge, but it will get the beer and wine a bit cooler for when you arrive on site. If you want to turn the fridge off, you press and hold the power button on the left hand side here, and it will turn the fridge back off. As you can see, you can actually access the storage underneath the bed from inside of the Caravan, and that drops down just by pushing it down. It's got a similar sort of gas struts on there to what the boot of your car will have. The last thing we go through on this particular Caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, so as you can see, it turns into different positions. When you're removing the cassette from underneath the van, it needs to be back in this central position. Below the toilet, you'll actually have your toilet waste flaps. That's this handle here. When you're using the loo, you need to have it open and pushed across in the position it is now. When you're done with the loo, you pull the flap back across and shut the flap back up. Now, one thing to remember is if you want to remove the toilet cassette from underneath the van, you also need to make sure this toilet cassette handle is back in the central position as it is now, as again it could potentially damage the toilet waste cassette itself. On the back panel of the toilet system, you've got a red light here that will illuminate if the toilet waste cassette is completely full, and you have your toilet flush on the button in the centre here. So that is the Compass Kensington 860. If you have any further questions on the Caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you for now. Bye bye.